the true cost of love is a selfishness, and it's a prioritization of what you see in the world and what you see as being valuable, what you see as being important over everybody else's. And it's as simple as that, is that if you don't have that relationship with yourself, and if you don't know yourself enough to be able to understand what does that mean and what does that entail, and how your small actions all have a role to play into that, then how is it that you're gonna get love? A lot of us want, like, we go into life and we meet people and we don't know why we don't get like, certain feeling and emotions and treatment, I guess, out of people. But the truth is that, okay, like, you want love, but you want people to love what? To love what? If you look at the way you live, the way you move around, the way you think about life, it's, for a lot of people, it's so diluted that even if you look at your own life, you don't even know what is it that you mean when you want people to love you. You don't even know what would they attach themselves to. And that's what people mean when they say to love yourself. Is to get to know that, is to at least spend the time to give yourself enough attention to figure it out, right? Because this is a subject that comes a lot in this conversation, in this YouTube channel, is that through the world, to what you see, to what you do, right? There's gonna be something which links all those things. There's gonna be a style to the way in which you approach life. There's a feeling that you get, and a mantra, people call it, or a source, essence, that you can feel, and at that point you feel like yourself, right? There is a difference between feeling like yourself and not feeling like yourself. Unless you identify at least that there is that exists, well, then it's about, okay, well, getting closer to it. Because unless you have that, unless you have some type of energy that is so distinct that people recognize as being you, then what do you expect them to attach themselves to? And that's a double-edged sword at this point. And that's where I wanted to go with this, is to understand that, yes, it is your fault to an extent that people don't love you the way that you wish they would, okay? The other side of this sword, the part that hurts, is that it also means that you're not doing the work, right? And it also means that now you have a responsibility, that there is a part that is gonna hurt, and you can't go and do what everybody else does, because then you only experience as much as they do, right? And practically the way to go about this is that you're gonna have to do decisions that prioritize and that are valuable and that enhance that, right? And it's about finding friction through life. And if you lose that friction, then you lose that which makes you feel alive. And if you're no longer there, if that spark is not there anymore, then for that fraction of a moment, boom, you're not there no more. And you've allowed, somebody else's perspective on life to feel your awareness, to feel your experience of life. And that's a problem. There's a balance, right? Like, there's times watching a movie is not bad, doing all these things, but when it comes to your actions and the reason why you chose to get this job, and the reason that you chose to start this endeavor, and the reason that you started to do X, Y, and Z, all those things are things which are fueled by your perspective. And if it's not yours, then it's somebody else's. And that the state of that as how it pertains to your life, if you're able to be honest enough about yourself, you'll be able to know, am I doing this because I genuinely believe that those things are valuable and I genuinely took those decisions from that point, or not? Or did I take those decisions because I felt like somebody else felt like it was valuable, or I did those because I felt like they would believe then that I was valuable if I did it, okay? And it's a big thing. It's a big thing, but it's hard to conceptualize, and sometimes we we understand that love is about other people, and it does involve other people. But a misconception is that it's not really that you love other people, but is that you love yourself so much, and that you love what you see in them, and you want to see what you see in them grow. You want to see it go past limits. You want to see it overcome. You want to jump in the void of life and just see where things can lead. And that's a difficult concept to explain, because it's like it's gonna require you to be able to sacrifice so much for your own perspective, and it's counterintuitive, but by doing so, that's how you're of the most biggest service to people. By being able to see the best in people, by being able to every day try to see well how much better can it get? How good is this life? How good am I? How good are they? Like, and you have to believe, right? And it's the fight. It's the fight of life is going to show you negative things, but you still stick by the side of the good, and it takes risks, because it feels safer to see negative in life. It makes you feel like you're protected. It makes you feel like you think that it makes you stronger to join the side that thinks, well, no, life is bad, and so I don't believe in this anymore, or I won't allow myself to be this vulnerable, and etc., and it closes you from opportunities. And what I want to say is that really, when you think about it, it's really that. It's like there is a selfishness about love, and it's so much about you that it becomes about everybody else, and you love yourself so much that what you see in the world becomes so pretty and beautiful, and it's like that becomes more important than you, because it is, right? It's like picture a light bulb, like, right, and the light bulbs focuses its energy so much in one center, and it focuses until the heat becomes so strong that boom, now the light fills the whole room. And so then by the time the light fills the whole room, now we recognize the light by the bulb being lit up. We don't recognize it anymore by the the bulb being lit off. Okay, it's like, let's say everybody's a different light bulb. You're yellow, I'll be purple, and now the phenomenon happens, and now in the world I see everything is purple. And so what's more important in this relationship between the interior and the exterior, for me, will become the external, will become the purple, because that's how I recognize myself at this point. And so that's what I'm trying to say, is that, and I hope I'm coming across correctly, and I hope I'm able to make it clear, but that's what it is, right? And people love people that love themselves. People love people who know themselves. And so it's important to understand and approach life and love correctly, to be able to understand that it's not people's fault, like, as much, and it's hard to understand that, and that's part of the double-edged sword, is that yes, it's true, people are not in the wrong and you are, but it also means that there is hope, and you can control part of it. You can do the efforts, and you can do the work to push things towards a life which is a lot more meaningful to you. And when you do that, and when you structure your way of thinking, your way of looking at things in a way which prioritizes you, right? Then you will become, then you'll get to feel love within yourself, and by feeling it within yourself, you'll be able to experience it in life, because you'll never experience anything outside that you don't feel within. You'll never be able to experience love unless you've experienced it within. And so in a concrete manner, what I would say is that it's you could write stuff down, right? You could make a list of things that you like to do, and do those things, and get to know how do you operate, right? You do this thing, you do that thing, and it's like, okay, well, I tend to do it like this, I tend to do it like that, blah blah blah. And through this process, you end up getting familiar with how you roll. and you enhance it, and you look at it, and you replay it, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you practice it, and in that form you become better. And now you've put all this work into yourself, and now everything that you touch, everything that you do is it becomes a work on yourself, and now life becomes truly yours because it's in your eyes. And then people can join your boat. But by trying to go to people and you know, and trying to do you know, like do all this extra stuff to try to make them love you, it doesn't work. Because if you're not there, there's nothing to love. And so yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just hope the message comes across at least to the right people, and that it makes a difference in somebody's life. Because if it does, if you feel some type of understanding and some type of clarity out of this, take a small action right now about it. Just write down like the idea you have, or write down the feeling you get, or take an action on it, and now it's part of your life. Boom. Now there's a difference between you before and you after. But unless you do, and it's rare that people have these type of conversations and that they follow through like with them, but when you have that opportunity, don't let it go. Don't wait another year, another 2 years, 3 years to pass before you do something. And yeah, I hope this makes sense, and thank you for watching.